Hey, gun people! I'm going to talk about this article here. Shit, I already forgot it. What the hell was that? Oh, about putting barriers up in Louisiana. So, I don't know what's up with the news lately. That girl from Star Wars, whoever, Princess Leia, I forgot her name. Supposedly she died, and they've been nothing but running about how great, and the liberals are like, oh, we're going to bring her back, and the whole world's ending because one of our drug-using, flunky, left-wing, brainwashed Hollywood idiots with all the money and all the benefits and living a life of luxury can't make a damn decision not to use drugs and live a life like that, and then dies of a heart attack, and somehow it's like, oh, she was such a good person. I don't know if she's a good person or not. I know she did a lot of drugs, she made a lot of bad decisions, and I really don't give a shit for people that are what I call given a golden spoon, working in Hollywood, never having to worry about financial or medical bills or any problems that most struggling people deal with every day, and then they use that to go out and do drugs and to be assholes and do stupid stuff. But anyway, so she dies, and then this other guy, Michael, whoever his name, some singer, I don't know who the hell he is. I don't even know if I know one of his songs. But he dies, and there's all this uproar about, he was so great, you know, it was such a loss, and now it's like he was on heroin, and he had this, and there was a checkered past, he was in and out of drugs and rehab. I'm like, these are the people that get all the attention when they die. I just don't get it. Now, Debbie Reynolds, the mother of this Star Wars girl, Princess Leia, evidently her mother in real life was Debbie Reynolds. And Debbie Reynolds used to be, when I was a kid, I remember her movies a little bit. And she was like a big star that everybody has loved and thought she was great. Now, supposedly she died today, or yesterday, the day after her daughter died, and they're saying, oh, she wanted to be with her daughter. She didn't want to live without her daughter. So she just died? She caused herself to have a stroke? But whatever. Anyway, I digress. I want to talk about using terrorist activities to promote. Now, terrorism is the definition, and back in the 70s, when I joined the military, we had what's called, what was our teams? Not emergency service. TNT, Tactical Neutralization Team. So we had these teams to where we were, and it was all about terrorism. They sent us to anti-terrorism school and terrorism, what the terrorists were doing. This is when when they took over the Munich hostage situation, and the Iran hostages were taken, and it, you know those peaceful Muslims, way back in the 70s, they were doing the same shit, but nobody said anything then. But anyway, so a lot of the training was on terrorist and anti-terrorist activities. So the definition of terrorism is to create terror or to use fear or the threat of fear to bring political change. So, I mean, that's kind of what the general definition of terrorism is. But the main reason that terrorists like to be terrorists, or what their cause is to create fear. They want to have you spend money. The 9/11 hijackers, they took down 2 buildings with 12 guys or however many guys there were. Very simple operation. Used box cutters because gun control on planes works so well. They used box cutters to crash and take over these planes. They killed all these people in towers, and they cost the U.S. billions. They cost us freedoms. They gave us the TSA. They gave us the growth of government. They gave us the homeland security. They cost and turn this country upside. That's how terrorists win. They don't win by taking down 2 towers. They win by the fallout of what they do. When they cause governments to change their operating procedure, when they cause governments to spend enormous amounts of money to steal freedoms from their citizens, to make government more communistic control, that's how terrorism wins. They destroy freedoms. And stupid governments, like our governments, fall into that and go, oh, we got to protect you. Public safety, national security. Remember, those are key words to steal freedoms and give government power. Never buy into that shit. So now what they're doing in New Orleans, I guess, is they're using trucks to block the roads. And I thought I read all the way to the Super Bowl, and I don't think Super Bowl's till like February something. So they're going to block these streets now on, I want to say Bourbon or downtown, wherever, and they're using trucks to say no vehicle traffic. Why? Because they're saying we don't want the terrorists to be able to drive cars. So again, terrorism won because they have influenced government to see streets to where people can't drive now on the streets that they pay taxes for, that they have to get to work to, that they may take to get home. They have inconvenienced and influenced all those people. They have caused government, which has told you you got to pay taxes and we got to clean it. Now we're going to just close them down. They're going to be ours, just like government does on everything. Public transportation is the biggest scam ever. You don't ever want to give up your ability to drive it on your own transportation, because when you have to depend on government for transportation, government gets to decide when they shut down transportation, when they stop running, when they think it's in the public interest not to run, when they think it's in national security not to run. So don't buy into this. Anytime government wants to expand and tell you they can do something better, you need to go to the post office and watch the line and look at the idiots behind the counter that can't freaking, pour piss out boot with the instruction on the hill. Look at them and then figure out, you know what, maybe government running shit isn't a good idea. But sometimes, people don't get a clue, so they don't get it. So they are now, the whole government in Louisiana is blocking streets. Now, is that going to stop a terrorist? No. Hell no. Not no, but hell no. So all it's going to do is cause a terrorist to use a different approach to do their terrorism. So what else they do? They can get on the buildings, they can throw Molotov cocktails, they can burn people, they can get up there with guns and shoot people, they can go around the truck, they can plant a bomb on the truck and blow the truck. I know, this is terrorism 101. How to create your terror in a city when the stupid government thinks a truck now blocked on a road is somehow going to make you feel safe. Oh, I feel so safe, warm, and fuzzy, because the government's got a truck blocking the road and no cars can come through. I can just run around and be safe. Well, you're an idiot, okay? Don't ever think that government tells you you're safe, you're safe. That's a big, big fallacy, and it's a misconception that's going to set you up to fail. So, when I read this, I was like, really? You're going to put trucks on a street? Well, Rick, they got to do something. What do you want them to do? How about shutting down the damn border? How about locking people up that are on terrorist watch lists when you got it for... How about deporting people? How about enforcing the laws that are already out there? Well, Rick, they can't do that, because then we'd be racist and we'd be sexist and homophobes and Muslimphobe and whatever. We can't use common sense. So instead, this is a great idea. We'll put trucks on the roads to block and tell people, you're safe, look how good we are, we're going to protect you so no cars can come through and you don't have to get worried about run over by terrorists. Well, let's see. Terrorists have used bombs, cars, gas, anthrax, box cutters, planes. Let's see. Terrorists have somehow figured out how to do their shit all this time. But you know what? You idiots, just remember that the government has your best interest in mind, and now they got trucks parked on the road, so you have nothing to worry about. Just be safe, be happy, support your government, pay more taxes, work harder for less, and go government regulation, man, because that's the answer to safety and happiness and all that other good stuff that the liberals would have you believe. All right, and we'll end that there.